wounds, the people say. The reporter said there are deep potholes on our roadways filled with water. Buildings are in sour need of fresh paint. Minimum wage workers is just over $1 an hour. The reporter referenced the devastating floods that wrecked crops and destroyed thousands of homes earlier this year. The man said he forecast Georgetown. They predict Georgetown as one of the 9 major cities that will be underwater by 2013.
Painted light, uplift your spirit, call us to change your world.
Create that special Christmas feel this holiday with every $12,000 spent and get chances to win over $1 million in monthly prizes like cash, groceries, appliances and more. So shop now and get all the Christmas feels this year with Harris Paints. Promotion ends December 31st.
Painted light, uplift your spirit, call us to change your world. Christmas with Harris.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Hello, welcome to your main newscast for Saturday, November 13th, 2021, right here on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith, and these are the top stories we're tracking. Guyanese still to feel positive economic impact from oil as Exxon's operations endanger country's key industries. Report finds contractor admits we can't build, but we can manage money. Points to Jam Zone, Guyana Carnival and football tournaments as evidence. Men in hoodie open fire on police prosecutor's home. CCJ expresses concerns over Guyana's DPP powers, and DPP stands ground on power to direct magistrate. $315 million in financial aid distributed to small businesses. 500% increase in robbery under arms in Region 3. Cutlass bandit loses loot in escape bid. And President Ali says hand in illegal guns or face stiffer penalties under new law. And President warns Guyanese to brace for increased cost of living. Stay tuned to stay informed.
Child sexual abuse can stay with a person for life. It can rob them of their childhood. It's an unforgivable, unforgettable, despicable act. And yet, children suffer this abuse every day. During these times, we must keep a watch out for children. If you suspect child abuse, report it to the police without delay or call the CPA hotline on 227-0979. Protect children now.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
And now for the news in detail. Georgetown has yet to reflect its burgeoning fortunes. Deep puddles of water pool on pot-marked roads. Key heritage buildings are in sore need of fresh paint, and minimum wage workers toil for just over $1 an hour. This was the assessment as reported by Al Jazeera News, which observed that the country saw some of the planet's fastest economic growth last year. more than 43% according to the World Bank, as new offshore fields started production. According to the Al Jazeera News report, Guyana's drive to develop its oil wealth is colliding with the threat climate change is posing to its future. It was noted that earlier this year, devastating floods wrecked crops and destroyed thousands of homes. We also recently reported rising sea levels that threatening Georgetown as one of 9 major world cities forecast to be underwater by 2030 if greenhouse gas emissions continue at their current rate, according to the research group Climate Central. In other news, popular Guyanese entertainers, DJs, and proprietors of hits and jams turned building contractors have come out to defend their recent acquisition of a lucrative government deal to build the Bamia Primary School in Region 10, saying despite having no experience in the field of construction, they are qualified in managing money. Statement Investment Inc.'s DJ Rolf Ferguson on Tuesday signed the contract for the construction of the $346 million school. Football promoter Shanghai Major is also listed as one of the company's principals for that new construction company. Ferguson, in their defense, cited Jam Zone, Guyana Carnival, Kashif and Shanghai Tournament as proof of their experience in managing projects in the billions of dollars. Meanwhile, Region 10 Chairman Darren Adams expressed his disappointment that the contract was signed without his notification as an elected official of the region. And moving on, the Small Business Bureau recorded a total of $314.9 million in grant distribution to small business owners countrywide for the year thus far. According to the Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Onij Waldron, the Bureau distributed a total of 717 small business grants and hopes to surpass 800 before the end of the year. The minister stated that the budgeted amount allocated to the sector was $250 million, but the extra amount rolled over from last year's budget and allowed the Bureau to distribute more than this year's budget. She stated that she is quite elated that they were able to distribute so many grants, as the Bureau only planned for the distribution of 700 grants. She further acknowledged that since the Bureau was established in 2010, this is the highest number of grants it has distributed. The minister acknowledged that the grant distribution is a countrywide initiative. And now let's tell you, in a bid to reduce armed robberies in Guyana, President Ali is calling for owners of illegal guns to hand them in now or face stiffer penalties under a new law to be implemented soon. He was at the time speaking of the efforts his government has made so far to reduce crimes and the policies it wants to implement for the reduction to continue. One of those policies that he has in mind is an amendment for persons caught with illegal weapons to face stiffer penalties. Ali believes that one of the main contributors to robbery under arms in Guyana is the existence of illegal firearms. He said that although Guyana has recorded an overall reduction of robbery under arms by 32.4%, there was a sharp increase in Region 1, Region 6, Region 7, and Region 9. You're listening to Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. This is your news at noon. We will return after the break.
Follow us on Facebook for special deals for all insurance needs today. Caricom General Insurance Company Inc. at 121 Regent and Arnock Streets. You can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. Telephone 225-1787 or 269-0020.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. Region 1 has recorded the highest increase in overall crime at approximately 132.4%. This was revealed by President Ali during his address to the nation yesterday, as he explained that the crime rate in Guyana is increasing and how the government is planning to tackle these type of situations. In 2020, one incident of robbery under arms occurred in Region 1. In comparison, there have been 6 incidents of the same crime committed in Region 1, which represents a 500% increase, President Ali noted. However, he explained that the Ghana Police Force's statistics show that countrywide crime has decreased by 19.4% when compared to the same period last year. The head of state stated that the situation is different regionally, with regions 1, 6, 7, and 9 recording increases in robbery under arms. And now let's tell you, a cutlass bandit dropped the items he stole from a businessman during a robbery while making good his escape over a fence. The robbery took place around 20 hours 30 at the Tushan New Scheme on the east bank of Essequibo. According to police, a 40-year-old businessman was closing up his bar when the suspect walked in and claimed that he came to buy something to drink. The businessman had just responded that he was closed when the suspect pulled out a cutlass from his waist and dealt him a chop to his right hand. The bandit then pushed his hand into the victim's pocket and took away his iPhone 6, valued $45,000 and $30,000 in cash. In the process of jumping the back fence that surrounded the facility, the suspect dropped the above-mentioned items, which were then recovered by the victim. An alarm was then raised and the police was summoned. The victim was then escorted to the Lenora Cottage Hospital, where he was seen by a doctor, treated, and sent away. Police investigations are currently in progress. And to wrap things up for your news, just before we head to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News, followed by the COVID-19 update, let's tell you that during his statement yesterday, President Ali warned citizens to brace for an increase in cost of living as a result of the global supply chain crisis. He added that he believes that it is very important for all Guyanese to understand that we do not live in an isolated environment and we are part of a global community. The president said that Guyanese are part of the process of globalization and what occurs globally, while highlighting that the country is also affected by global challenges. Pointing to the impact of the pandemic, which caused tremendous increases in cost of living, the president noted that the closure of major players in international markets, factories, terminals, and port facilities has created severe backlogs for shipping. Friends killing friends in rum shops, robberies, and many other rogueries. Some Guyanese political leaders are pretending to be friends of Guyanese to take advantage of them, rob them, and are roguish towards citizens. Oil, gas, natural resources, spending, billing, checking, and always it is the same leadership banditries. They win, Guyanese lose. And with that, we've come to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's